This 35-page court filing by the Oakland County Prosecutor details why they argue James and Jennifer Crumbley need to remain behind bars. The Crumbleys' attorneys are requesting their bond to be lowered from $500,000 to $100,000 and each be placed on a GPS tether. The court filing says, quote, as of October 18, 2021, they were over $11,000 behind on their house payments. Their house is currently for sale. They have sold their horses. They have already shown that they will flee if they get the opportunity. The court paperwork said, quote, on November 30th, over an hour before the shooting, they knew their son was depressed, that he was fascinated with guns, that they had purchased a Sig Sauer 9mm handgun for him just days before. He has been researching ammunition while at school, and that he was seen watching violent videos of shootings that morning. The prosecutor also included in the court filing the disturbing drawings showing a bullet, a gun, and the words blood everywhere. Investigators say a teacher saw this drawing, became alarmed, and escorted Ethan Crumbley to the school counselor just hours before he is accused of killing 4 students. The filing also talks about Ethan's state of mind, saying, quote, within 6 months prior to the shooting, their son's only friend moved at the end of October 2021. The family dog died, and their son was sadder than usual, and that he was sending his mother disturbing texts about his state of mind. Meanwhile, during that same period, defendants spent their time at the barn, caring for their horses 3 to 4 nights a week for up to 3 hours at a time, and seeking other relationships, including defendants' mother's extramarital affairs. Instead of paying attention to their son and getting him help, they bought him a gun. The documents also go into detail about the weapon that was allegedly used in the shooting. The court filing says, quote, the evidence will show that the gun was accessible to their son, and by both of their own admissions, defendants kept the gun in an unlocked armoire cupboard. Alleged animal torture by the suspected school shooter was also revealed for the first time. The court filing says, quote, their son was torturing animals, even leaving a baby bird's head in a jar on his bedroom floor, which he later took and placed in a school bathroom.
Flint Community Schools has had 9 community forums as part of this new initiative, and the district says the community's biggest priority is to see updated school buildings.
Renovations are necessary in our buildings. There hasn't been a school built since the 60s. And so we are focused on our buildings and renovating and ensuring that our scholars have a safe and great place to learn.
Another conversation the district and the community are having focuses on helping scholars with their learning gap from last year to this year.
There's been some loss there over time anyway. But because of this gap year, because of what has happened in COVID, there's been more loss.
So to address this issue, the district has added more staff and initiatives that help with scholars' social and emotional well-being through progress monitoring tools. These are a series of 3 tests to see how much growth a scholar has achieved from the start of the school year to the end.
Giving that progress monitoring tool and making sure all 11 schools have it has been a big deal for us this year, and we want to see results.
While the district's community forums just started a couple weeks ago, Superintendent Kevin Jones is excited to see how they move forward.
Proud to serve my city, proud to be a part of this. These community forums just bring back so many memories of what we were able to do, hearing all the great things that they used to do, and trying to bring some of those things back to the table so that we can modernize it and do what's best for our scholars.
Teachers at Flint Community Schools is also another priority on the district's list.
Dave, I am told by that doctor communication is really key with what happened yesterday here at Hurley Medical Center. The Hurley trauma team, they are trained. They're highly trained to react in a moment's notice to situations like this. But this doctor who works with the trauma team tells me what made all the difference yesterday is the communication and the information coming to them in the minutes after all of this happened so that his staff could do their jobs even better.
Their radio call into us, letting us know what we have coming in is probably our first priority. Once we know whether or not it is a trauma victim or something else, we can adjust.
Dr. Wilkerson is a liaison for the Hurley trauma team, working between the emergency department and the trauma team. He tells me there were at least 20 people working to give direct care to the Genesee County Sheriff deputy who was in critical condition yesterday. But he said whenever they have any trauma patient, the entire hospital is put onto alert, so every department is ready to provide whatever help is needed to save that person's life. Yesterday, it was 2 police officers they were working to save, and tonight we are told both of these officers are expected to recover, and the sheriff says it's thanks to exceptional care from Hurley's staff. Now, I did just speak with a police officer who tells me he trained that deputy who was in critical condition yesterday here at Hurley Hospital.